Hi everyone, this is Conor Manuel, and in this video I will attempt to show you how to create your own online portfolio using a website called Behance, which is owned by Adobe. Now, before we begin, I want to show you this folder that I've created. Inside the folder, I have all my source files, all the images and all the text that I want to use on my portfolio. So looking at the images, I've got 6 images of my artwork, and these are the peasant girl paintings that I created. The first one is actually slightly wider in pixels than the others. You can see it's 1600 pixels wide, whereas the other ones are 1200 pixels, and I'll explain why later on. So we have the 6 images, there they are. And then I've got my banner image ready, and that's been saved according to what Behance wants in terms of dimensions, 3200 by 410 pixels. That's the correct dimensions for the banner. This goes at the top of my website. Then I have a little logo, which I will use as my avatar to go with my name. And then I've got a text file, which has all the text that I need for my portfolio already typed up, ready to go. It's actually a good idea to have this typed up before you start. I also have another folder, which has images representing my creative process. So I've got photos of my reference photo, which is the model that I used for my peasant girl paintings. And then I've got the outline drawing, the flat art, the rendered version, and then, of course, images showing my textures that I used. So we'll come back to that as well, but that's the folder on my desktop waiting for me to use it. Right, first things first, before you can create a Behance portfolio, you have to sign up. Now, you do this with Adobe. You can use an existing Gmail account, but when you sign up to Behance, you're effectively signing up to Adobe, and then you have to verify that Adobe will send you an email to your inbox saying, please verify this account, your Behance account sign up, and then you click on a link to verify, and then you're ready to go. So do that before you watch this video, and I'll explain that during class. All right, once you have verified your Behance account login, your sign up, you then click on login. And of course, it wants you to use, look how many I've got. It wants you to use the one that you have created. And I'll use this one and click on continue. It's going to ask for my password now. And again, it memorizes it. So I can just click on continue, and then I'm ready to start. So when you open Behance, or when you log in, you can explore all the wonderful artist portfolios. There's hundreds and hundreds, thousands in fact, or you can get cracking and create your own online portfolio, which is what we're going to do. So here we go. We can go to this little icon here, which is your profile drop-down menu. And you can actually start with this. The Behance profile is in fact your portfolio. You can also click on this blue circle with the cross and add your own portfolio. So either one works, but let's go to the drop-down menu. Let's choose Behance profile, and we'll start building our website. It remembers my name from my email. It remembers that I'm from Australia, but the rest of it I have to create myself. So let's edit the profile first. We'll click on that blue area here. And the first thing I want to do is upload my logo or a photo of myself. It doesn't matter what it is. So I've actually got this logo ready. It can be anything at all that you can use as your avatar. And it's going to ask me to crop it. So I'm just going to move that across like that and down a little bit. And when I click on crop and save, this is what I get. It's going to replace that circle with my head. And like I said, whatever image you use, it's going to pop it into that circle. Now here, the occupation, so the name is correct. I can type in my full name, why not? Make it very formal, Konstantinos, and put a capital E there, why not? Now, my occupation is graphic designer. Graphic designer, you can put whatever you want there. And don't worry about company for now. Australia is correct. I live in Melbourne, so I can find the Melbourne city. And I do have a website. You don't have to put anything here, but I've got conartist.me, but I've also got Tales of Cyprus. So I might use that one. Tales of Cyprus.com. And then you can see on the left, you can actually go to these sections by clicking on the links on the left, or you can just scroll. Now, with teams, which is the next area, you can actually join a Behance team or create one of your own. I haven't done that, so I won't do that. And you can link it to areas that you have on social media, your Facebook page, LinkedIn, whatever. You can actually link the Behance portfolio to other social media sites that you have. And then, of course, the About Me is the artist statement. Now, I've actually got one that I've already typed up. So I'm just going to go to my Word document. It's this first paragraph. So I just have to copy that, Control C, and I paste it in here. And I can come back and fix it up later. But look, that's it. I won't worry about the rest. I'm just going to finish off now by saving it. Here we go. Right, back to my profile. And in a few seconds, it's going to take me back to my profile page. I might have to click that again. Here we go. Now, look up on the left-hand side, there's my my logo, my full name, my title. There's the link that I popped in. It now says Melbourne, Australia. And if I scroll, there's my artist statement. So I can go back at any time and edit this profile. I can change it whenever I want. But that's good to go. The next area is the banner. So I'm going to click up here. And you might remember I created that banner image in Photoshop. That's just a small section of my stone building painting. So I'm going to open that up, and it's going to give me the option of cropping it or just moving it a bit into position. So we'll just wait for that to stop spinning. And it's saying I can drag it. See, I can drag it left and right, and I can move this up and down. But I might just leave it like that for now. Yeah, I'm happy with that. So click on done, and that's the banner done. Brilliant. All right, now to create my portfolio in Behance, they're called projects. Now, think of this as a web page. Okay, guys, this is your web page that you're building in Behance. That's what people will see it as. And there's your URL. That's what people will be using to find you. The reason it's got two is because I've already got one that I created last year. Now, if you scroll, you'll see this thing called Create a Project. This is kind of like sections of your portfolio. So you can actually have one project with all your artwork in it, everything that you've ever done, or you can actually categorize it. So a lot of artists, what they do is they have different projects on their web page, on the Behance web page. One might be their, etchings, one might be their pencil drawings, another might be their oil paintings. So you can have as many projects as you want. And you can actually then curate your portfolio into sections according to the discipline, if that makes sense. So let's go ahead and click on this button, create a portfolio. And here we go. It's going to ask me, what do I want to put on the page? This is like a web page. So at the very top here, I can add an image or text or photo grid or video. Most people start with an introductory text, and I've already got one prepared. There it is. So I'm just going to copy that, and I click on T for text. The cursor starts to blink, and I just paste the text that I copied. Okay, and that's the first thing I've done. Next, I want to insert some images. So I click on image here. I can also click here and click this pop-up menu comes up, and I can click on this icon for image. Doesn't matter which one. So when you click on image, it's going to say, right, Con, where are these images you talk about? And there's the 6 that I have saved from Photoshop as JPEGs. Remember, the first one is wider than the other 5. And you'll see now when I click on open, as Behance brings in the images one by one, here they come, you'll notice the first one is actually wider. So just wait for it to come in. There's the first one. Look at that. It's actually wider than the other 5. So that lets me explain that 1600 pixels is the optimum width for a Behance page. The other ones, which are 1400 or 1200, I think they were, are slightly smaller. Now, you're probably wondering what this little pencil is. If I click on the pencil, I can actually reorder the project I can replace an image, delete an image, or I can add a caption. So let's go ahead and add a caption. And you'll find that at the bottom of that first image, you've got this little area where you can type your caption. I type in the name or the title of the artwork. So in this case, it's Peasant Girl #1. It was created using mixed media. I can type in the size if I want. I can type in the year I created it. I can even select the text here. And this pop-up menu tells me, do I want to make it bold? Do I want to center it? So you can customize the text as well. And I can add a caption for all of them just by clicking on the little pencil next to the image. Okay, got that? Now, I can also, I forgot to mention the pencil here, I can reorder the whole project. So I can actually move these images around. I can have this one, I can move them from here. I can pop this one here. I can pop this one here. I can just reorder the whole project as I go. So that's pretty good. I can select the text at any time and get this menu that appears to change the font, the color, the style, and the alignment. So that's an option as well, whatever you want. All right, so we have so far added some text. We've added an image, or actually we've added 6 images, and I can keep going, but I want to show you something before I keep going. I just want to save this to draft mode. So you can always come back and finish it the next day or the following week. But yeah, it's now in draft mode because I clicked on the blue button. If I click on the green button, it means I'm ready to publish this live. And it means that other artists around the world can find me, or I can promote my, my Behance portfolio by, I'll just go back to this icon here, back to my Behance profile. I can actually share this link with the rest of the world and people can find me. But they won't find me now because all they'll see is the banner and my profile on the left, but they won't be able to see anything here because I've saved it only in draft mode. When I don't save it in draft mode, when I'm ready to publish, then they'll see a tile here, which of course will be my Peasant Girl portraits, my first category, if you like. So let's go back to where it says draft and let's continue editing. All right, so what I want to do now is introduce my creative process images as a photo grid. So if I click on photo grid, it automatically runs to the bottom of the page and it says, right, Con, where's the images? So you get this icon here. I click on that. I go to my folder that has all my images, all 9 images, and then open them up. And you'll see now straight away the difference between a photo grid and just inserting images is photo grids are more compact. It creates this little horizontal tile, if you like, and all the images are placed in a horizontal format. Whereas when you just click on image, it puts them in a vertical format and you have to scroll. Now, most artists have a combination of photo grids and images on their portfolio. Now, I have got some text that I typed up, which explains my creative process. So I'm just going to copy that. See how handy it is to have all your text ready to go? So what I want to do now is add some text at the bottom of that photo grid. So I click on the text icon, and I'm just going to paste that in, Control V, and this text explains this. And once again, the little pencil means that I can make changes. I can click and rearrange the grid or edit the grid or delete the grid. But if I click on edit the grid, I can actually move these individual images around. Okay, so you've got lots of flexibility after the fact. These were actually saved in the correct order, so I don't have to actually move anything around. Right, we're done. Okay, just to show you again, if I click on the little pencil, I can reorder the whole project. It actually has everything that I've inserted now. I can put the photo grid at the very start. I can just move this up and down. I can put it here for God's sakes. And don't forget to drag the text to go with it. And then when I click on save the new order, look what I've got. I've got the introduction text. I've got image 1, which is slightly wider than the others. And then I've got image 2, then I've got the photo grid, then I've got the text, and then I go back to single images. So you can do it any way you want by clicking on the little pencil and reordering the project. Okay, well, that's it for now. Let's now go ahead and publish this. Now, I can keep saving it in draft mode if I don't want the rest of the world to see it. But if I'm happy to share this with friends and family and have other people come and visit, I click on the green button. Are you ready? Watch what happens now. You click on the green button and it says, okay, give this portfolio title. So because this is Peasant Girl Paintings, I'm just going to call it Peasant Girl Portraits or Paintings. Now, if this was pencil drawings, you call it that. If it was digital art, call it that. Like I said, you can have one project that covers all your portfolio, or you can actually have many different projects in Behance, one for each sort of skill area. Now, the tags, these are keywords that will draw people to your portfolio. So I'm going to type in a few keywords now. Cyprus being the obvious one. That is my ancestral home. Another one will be that these paintings are based on my cultural heritage. Spell it correctly first. Cultural heritage should come up now. There it is. They are a combination of digital and traditional media. So I'm going to put down illustration. There you go. I can put down what else? Paintings. You know, any keywords that is going to draw people to find your portfolio, and you can have up to 10. And then here you can have, these are just other suggestions that you can have. You know, there's a bit of watercolor that goes in there and so on, but that's enough for now. Now, the tools that I used a software program called Critter. I used, there it is. So you select it. I used Photoshop. I used a bit of Illustrator, but look, that will do for now. And then, you know, I also want to mention that this comes under graphic design. It also comes under digital painting or digital illustration. So if it's not listed here, I can click on View All Fields and I can see if I can find it under the alphabet here. So digital art, correct. And I can also select painting, which is sort of here, and click on Done. And they are also added here. They will be added later on. The visibility, I can make it private just for my friends. That means that I can only invite people that I want to see my work, or I can just make it public. Copyright and license, that just means that you are verifying that you are indeed the copyright author, that this is original work, your work. And this little box is if you have anything that's quite explicit or risky, you can tick that box to say it might contain adult content. My one doesn't. So that's good. That's ready to go. I think I'm ready to click on the publish button. Here we go. It's publishing it. And there we are. Now, I'm just going to close this. It actually wants you to do more work, but I'm not going to worry about that. I'm going to close that. And I don't want to promote it yet, so I'm going to close that. Now, you can't see what it's going to look like until you either click on your name here, or go back to your icon at the top and just choose your Behance profile. Now, when you choose that, this is what the world will see. Okay, so when they type in your name, there's the icon now. I can edit that as well, by the way. I can edit the, I think I can edit the title. No, let me go back. Sorry. Let's go back. There is a way I can edit the tile itself. Just got to remember which one it is. I won't worry about it now. But basically, guys, when they click on that tile, they go to see the page that you just created, which is going to look like that. Now, what I like about Behance, this is the last bit I want to talk about, is I love the fact that they have disabled the right-click option. So meaning that if someone wants to pinch your work, the best they can do is take a screenshot. They can't right-click and copy the image or save the image. So that's great. The other thing I like is that you can click with the magnifying glass, you get the full image, and you can click again and you get a close-up. I love that. Depending on the pixel dimensions, okay, that comes back to pixel dimensions. So they can click and interact. Now, let me just go one more time into this. There's the text that you can read. Let's go to the photo grid, which I think is up here. Now, the great thing about the photo grid is you can click on the first image and you get a full-blown view. And then see if you go to the left and right, you can actually go through the grid one by one. Isn't that great? When you've had it your fun, you can click on the little cross here and it closes the photo grid. So it's very economical in terms of your interface design, your screen design, to have photo grids. Because as I said, because they're in the horizontal format, they don't take up a lot of room. And you can insert videos, time-lapse, whatever you want. It's really fantastic. But that, my friends, is the end of the tutorial. So hopefully that will make sense to you. Let me know if you have any questions, but we'll stop it there, hey? We'll stop it there, and I will see you soon. Adios. Bye-bye.